There's a lot in this life that I always thought that I would do, ambitions that I had, graduating from college, having a great career, finding a great guy, getting married, having kids, living happily ever after, all that. But my life took a very sudden turn back in 2004. After I heard God for the first time, and Jesus a few months later knocked on my door, there's a series of events that happened. Many say miracles. There were tons of miracles, and a lot of tragedy, and a lot of triumph and perseverance, and a lot of disappointment. And as I went through these 5, 6, 7 years, I had contemplated what I would want the most important legacy for me to leave, what I want that to be. In 2004, I wrote a screenplay that was shelved for quite some time, and the ending was written in 2008. And it all really has boiled down to the 2 comas that I was in 2010. The footage that I'm going to share with you in the next series of videos are of people who have crossed over to the other side and come back. The reason that I'm opting to make these videos is because a lot of it validates my story. A lot of what these people experienced validates my story. And if you look at the net profits of books that have generated millions of dollars, you'll find that in the category of spirituality with respect to heaven and near-death experiences, people make a lot of money writing these books. And it's not BS that I'm going to put in the books, it's just that I'm making a shift from talking about all the horrible things that happened in those first 6 years and saving that for the documentary piece. And I have decided tonight, after watching what I watched, that I'm going to write about my 2 comas. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy these clips and that somehow they're enlightening. I'm sorry for the quality. There's like bars that come through and it's not really good quality. But anyway, I'll check at you after you watch this.
They're called near-death experiences.
Is that the tunnel?
Mysterious encounters with the afterlife.
My heart was not beating anymore. You know, I just died.
I was only unconscious for 1 minute then.
Wow.
People of all ages.
I was in heaven.
And walks of life who say they've died, crossed over, and come back.
He just sat straight up and said, I've been raised.
Do these experiences prove that there's life after death?
How often do you see yourself from a distance? You're trapped inside of you.
Hear what scientists have to say.
We've now somehow gone beyond the threshold of death.
Because beyond hope, beyond faith, beyond what the eye can see, is there something else beyond belief? Tonight's stories raise intriguing questions. Are near-death experiences just dreams? Are they the static of our brains firing on all cylinders? Or are they something more? It's a difficult story to tell, not only because it lacks the things journalists like, simple truths and verifiable facts, but also because it's personal. It happened to me. Before the bomb went off, this is what I remember. Iraq, January 2006.
I came to this beautiful area. My eyes work differently. Everything worked differently. It's not human, so it's difficult to express it humanly, but the room was beautiful. It was a very illuminated light with just a mild, like, tinge pink color.
Mary Jo Rapini never imagined death would be so beautiful. When she worked as a nurse, her patients would describe it to her.
You have said that those patients that you were there with, who said they too had now seen heaven or God or the tunnel, and you turned your back on them.
Well, I was present with them, but the sense I turned my back is when I would leave the room, I would tell the resident, I think you better get a morphine level on them because I think they're hallucinating.
You thought there's other stories from people where they they thought they'd gone to heaven, that they're just hallucinating?
Had I seen them now, those patients who were telling me they were seeing angels, I would have embraced that and said, really? Let's talk about it. Tell me. Because they were telling me what God looked like as they were going.
And a few years ago, Mary Jo almost died herself. While lifting weights at the gym, she felt a pop.
Dropped any judgment. I was so open. And, you know, unlike a dream that is never clear, this was so clear. You can't, scientists who say it's a dream, or I beg to differ. It's not that.
Next, I speak to a man who was clinically dead for an hour.
So basically that's the story of the host. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but and Mary Jo Rapini, who was a complete skeptic and worked in the, you know, medical field. Her testimony really encouraged me a little bit to start opening up and talking about angels. I've dealt with them since I was little. I've been called one many a time, a good one. I try to serve and protect, which is what guardian angels do. But it's been, you know, about 34 years of me never being very vocal about the angels in my life. And when you allow yourself to be vulnerable and open to people attacking you because of the things that you experience, whether it be, you know, in this world or in another realm, or, you know, the bottom line is there's always going to be people that don't believe you, which is fine. It's about the people that do, to give inspiration to keep moving on and forging ahead. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the other videos that I'm going to do. Haven't come up with a title yet, but I'll think of one. Alright, thanks for watching.